Today, we welcome Ali Krieger from the U.S. national soccer team to our table at the Palm Restaurant.
Ali, cheers.
Here's
Thank you for joining us.
Cheers.
Who gets to have dinner with 4 ravishing men.
How lucky am I today?
Yeah, I never thought you were going to have dinner with 4 studs like this, did you, Ali? So I'm thinking, if you're talking about current women's soccer, Ali Krieger, Abby Wambach, and Alex Warren. That's the big 3, right? That's the big 3. There's nobody bigger than you 3.
You're probably missing our goalkeeper.
There needs to be a 4th to go on the Mount Rushmore of women's soccer, right, EB?
Well,
I appreciate you putting me in that group.
I think you're in it. I think you trounced the goalkeeper.
So who's the goalie?
Hope Solo is our
No,
goalkeeper.
she's old news. We don't care about Hope Solo anymore.
Doesn't she get in fights all the time with her husband?
She's crazy, Hope Solo.
From what I heard. I'm not really going to...
If you're going to have a 4th, it would be Hope Solo.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
She's big time.
Was she on Dancing with the Stars?
She was. She was. That was right after the World Cup.
What about you? They didn't ask you to do it yet?
No, I'm still waiting.
Right.
I'd probably rather be on Amazing Race or something fun like that.
Right.
Aren't you big into some sort of dance craze? What's it called?
Kazache?
Yeah.
What is that?
I love it. I've been with one of my best friends who also, she's from Northern Virginia. We grew up together. She's also from Hoodbridge. And she, yeah, exactly. She introduced me to Kazache, and it's kind of like underground hip-hop dancing.
Sounds like a city in China.
And it's,
Can we see it?
Is it like,
don't ask me how to spell it.
is it like Zumba? Is it like one of these dance exercise crazes?
Dance exercise, and it's hip hop music, underground dance, and it's awesome.
You know who's an amazing dancer?
such
That guy.
Maybe you can come.
Right there.
Maybe you
I
can
knew
come.
you were going
Loves
to
to
say it.
dance.
He's also a good twerker.
So would
I knew that was coming.
Cakes is big into the Humpty dance. Would the Humpty dance
I don't know if they have
fit
it.
way
into
too
your
young
hip
for
hop
that.
I don't know if they have
craze?
that there.
Yeah, probably not.
Have you ever even heard of the Humpty Dance?
No, I think that's a bit JV.
It's called a generation gap. Here, what's going on?
What does that mean?
It's, well, Kazache is a bit
JV.
varsity.
Yeah,
so
you
I
You
don't know
don't
if you're at
remember the
level.
line, big like a pickle, but still getting paid?
No.
We're
You
old,
got-
brother.
You got to reach back into the iTunes for that one.
Okay, sorry.
Burger King bathroom.
Do you feel like you're having dinner with 4 dads? We'll be honest.
Pretty
You can
much,
be honest
pretty
with
much.
us.
As the night goes on, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to get worse.
You're like super fit,
Yeah, and
playing in the World Cup, and you're in the middle of this class with a bunch of fatties.
Right. No, they're not.
They're probably
There's some
not. They're
fit
probably
girls who can dance, and I like look, and I'm like, oh my gosh, how is she doing that?
But I've never seen an Ali Krieger in the middle of those classes.
Well, you guys have to come with me next time.
I'm there.
We'll come.
And
I appreciate the invite, but I think I'm going to pass, EB. I don't think I'd fit into
I
the
didn't say I would
Kazache class.
participate.
Right. You just watch.
Bring phone.
You wouldn't look too pervy just sitting there and watching.
Cakes, when's the last time you even were in a gym?
In a gym?
In a paid like
In like
membership
a brick and mortar gym, like with
Yes.
weights?
Yes.
I mean, 15
We did
years.
a paid endorsement once.
Yeah, we did an endorsement, and that was the last time this temple has seen the inside of a gym.
I think you actually look good.
Oh,
Do you still have the Nordic track?
No, I ditched the Nordic track, and now I have a universal machine that's basically a clothes hanger in the basement.
There's more to come on Table Manners.
So you knew you were really good early on.
I guess like during high school or club, and you start getting these letters from colleges, you know, as you're growing up, 17, 18,
I mean,
19
I
years
can't
old.
relate to that. I didn't get a letter.
No, very little mail coming to my house.
Or making, you know, the varsity team as a freshman in high school. I guess that's when I started to realize that this can work out.
See by the 5-star.
This footage of Table Manners behind the scenes.
Saturday, the Orange enter the Wolf Pack.
Did your dad coach David Robinson?
Yeah, he did at Osborne Park.
Was he the head basketball coach?
Yes, he was.
So your dad played professional soccer and he was out.
Yes, and my mom played basketball in college. They both went to Frostburg.
See, I had no chance.
Yeah.
My dad was a pastor.
Yeah.
Athletic
Didn't have
parents.
the genetics.
Yeah, so I guess I had no choice.
Think about this. You coach your son.
Right.
You actually have to have plays and strategy to hope that you can compete. You're the coach of David Robinson. There's one play. Get the ball to the Admiral.
Right.
Get the ball to David Robinson.
How did you pick Penn State? What was the visit like? Because you always hear these epic stories about guys and they go on their visits. And what do they have? The committees.
hostesses
The
that show
hostesses
them
that come out,
around.
right? All the guys go on these great dates and everything. What do they do for the?
I wasn't at that caliber.
They drop you off at the fraternity house and say, "Here you go."
Have fun.
Have fun.
Right.
You know, like.
Hang out with the SAEs all night, have a good time at the keg
Right.
party.
Is it anything like that? What's it like?
I mean, you party a little bit. They get to show you a bit of the nightlife and the lifestyle there, of course. I mean, that's what college, part of it is about. But also, I knew that at Penn State, the academics were, amazing and one of the top in the nation. So I was so excited to have that opportunity to see and talk to the academic advisors there and have a good education along with, playing at a high level in soccer. And that was one of the main reasons why I went, because their soccer was really good at the time.
I don't know if I talked to an academic advisor once during college.
Well, they actually made us go and we spiced it up a little bit.
Make cakes go.
But I also went to a Penn State football match, and I was able to walk on the field, and of course they bring all their recruits there, and that was amazing.
Well, they look at a transcript and it says cakes. And
Right.
they're not going to ask you to go.
I'm just happy I got in.
I mean, exactly.
I mean, we've said it many times. He interviewed at Taco Bell after college.
Hey,
but you know what?
Don't forget Foot Locker.
He got the job.
Okay.
Didn't you get the job?
He did. He landed it.
He got an offer.
No, I work in Toys R Us. I said, Taco Bell, you're finished. Not going to work for you.
But you got multiple offers.
I did. I had all the offers on the table. I said, I need to go sell Teddy Ruxpins at Toys R Us.
One of my friends in college actually worked at a Taco Bell too, so I don't blame you.
Yeah, right.
Who wouldn't want to work there? I set my sights high.
Well, let's see. You did Taco Bell. You were also a sandwich artist at one point.
I did make subs for all the drunkards in Towson at Subway. That's right. I have a very extensive
Is that what they call them,
employment
artists?
record. I was a sandwich artist. You need a Subway Club 6-incher, I'm your guy.
I was a pizza artist at Pizza Hut. I got a 10 on my pizza. No, they grade your pizza. Do you know at Pizza Hut, they weigh the cheese and they count the pepperonis. And you have to have an inch all the way around. It has to be perfect. I got a 10.
By the way, that was 1986, probably.
That was a long time ago.
Might have been some changes.
Yeah, there's probably changed. They probably just throw the cheese on now and just get it out.
We're bragging about our menial jobs.
In fact, I don't even know if Pizza Hut still exists.
We are
Definitely
losers.
Every Pizza Hut I've ever driven by is painted over.
They're only the #1 sponsor.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You'd struggle because now they got the stuffed crust.
All right.
Pizza Hut has the stuffed
We had Priazzos.
They have a crazy
so good.
crust.
Still have that?
That's a 25-year-old menu item you're referencing.
They've got thin crust. They got hand tossed. They got pan.
Did you ever work at any fast food
No, I
joints
was
or
just
anything?
gonna say I have probably only had 2 other jobs in my life
What were
besides
they?
being a professional athlete. I worked at Gap so I worked
that's a good one.
retail
Did you have to
and
fold
Banana
all the
Republic.
time?
Yeah, and
That stinks.
that was a pain, especially.
Don't you have that thing that helps you fold a t-shirt
Right,
perfectly?
so I refused, so I got over that pretty quickly. And then I worked at a restaurant, and I was a server, waitress for
Were you
3
good?
months, and that was it. And I just called it quits.
Were you
yeah.
a good waitress? You were.
Yeah, some of the guys in there, or the other waiters were hitting on me, so I got really uncomfortable. So I said, okay, this isn't for me. So I just decided to continue to just apply.
Now, tell us about, we were talking about Penn State, and you were there in, I think, 05. I think you broke your leg, maybe?
Yes, that was
Broke
in
your leg,
2006. That
2006.
was right before the NCAA tournament.
And then you had some medical complications from that.
Right.
What happened exactly?
It was a mix of things. I had pulmonary embolism, and I had
Was that
multiple
blood
blood clots in my lungs and in my leg where the surgery was. So I was in the hospital for a week, actually trying to. Luckily, at that time, my boyfriend at the time had come over, and we wanted to meet after break, and he was studying to be a doctor, so he was in medical school. And
Good thing you wasn't studying to work at Taco Bell.
Right, exactly.
Screwed.
So he actually knew. He just told me, I gotta take your, check your.
Oh, wow.
Does Ali Krieger think flowers is important? Some guys will say, flowers doesn't mean anything.
Not necessarily, no. I think just showing somebody, I think, when someone shows you that they care and shows you that they love you, that's different from just telling them.
What about just hiding out in the basement all day?
That may be creepy, but, I guess you're showing them, too. It depends on how. But,
I mean, don't you occasionally text your wife when she's upstairs?
Well, up on the 3rd floor. I'm in the basement. A text or phone call. That'll do.
She would probably hope that he wasn't there.
Does it still sting that you lost to Japan in 2011 on penalty kicks?
Yes.
That's a terrible way to end it.
Yes,
End a soccer
because-
You
game.
made yours though, right?
Yeah, well, against Brazil, that was a quarterfinal.
Okay.
I wish that was the final. That would have been extra
What was
special.
that like? What was the pressure like as you're about to kick that?
It was a lot, but I wasn't really thinking. I honestly just walked up there and was like, okay.
You just no-brained it.
whatever. Yeah. And just kind of just kicked it. I don't know.
Did you
I
know
hit
where
it
you
with
were
my
going to go?
purse, but
Like, when you get up there for a penalty kick, are you kind of reading the goalie? I mean, do you already know
I don't.
where you're going to go?
I never look at the goalkeeper, so I just set the ball up, and I knew I was going to go to the left.
Do you always go
Because
same spot every time?
I try to, because you train that way, but sometimes you have to switch it up, because then if everyone sees it, they're like, okay, well, she's going to the left.
So
or
you
to the
lower
right.
left?
Yeah.
I'm always
try
lower
and hit
right.
the corners, because that's toughest for the goalkeeper to, even if they go to the same direction, it's tough for them to save it.
And you don't want to go for the upper corner because you sky it and
Right,
you
and
look
then
like
it's
a
over
jerk.
the crossbar, and then you look like an idiot. Yeah.
Right. You
So
don't
you
want
might as
that to
well
happen.
quit. Yeah.
Now, in watching that game,
That's gonna happen to me next.
the U.S.-Brazil game, it seemed like that. I don't know if you got this impression, but beating the Brazilian women. I know you guys had a great record against them, but for lack of a better word, they were kind of bitchy. So I mean, it was
The Brazilians?
yes.
Yeah.
So you kind of wanted to beat them.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Well, we're like, okay, we have this mentality that we're the best in the world every single game we play. And I think that game proved it, because we were a man down for 54 minutes, because one of our defenders got a red card that game, and unfortunately, but we just pushed through, and you know, we have this strong mentality that we're always going to win, and
But
that
they're
we
a bunch
can
of
win no matter what.
floppers. Let's be
They
real.
are, and especially when they scored the second goal, they all started flying down and flopping around, and one of them got a yellow card for it. She was just like acting like she was injured, and she just jumped right
Didn't
back
the referees
in, and
notice
we were
that?
just, yeah, they do, and I think that's why some of them do get carded, but some of them, you know, if they don't, then they just waste time, and that's their plan.
Stay tuned for more Table Manners.
Do you ever think, you know, all right, so Brandy scored the goal and she took her top off. I'm going to score a big goal. I'm going to.
So, Table Manners continues in a minute.
Austin Spinners.
Have you ever Wikipedia'd yourself? You have to have, right?
Maybe once or twice,
Have you
because
checked
people
out
are like,
this-
have you seen your picture on Wikipedia?
When I
I'm like,
looked up Ali Krieger, one thing that jumped out at me, and I can relate to this, when I go to the gym with my wife, sometimes we're late because she wants to put on makeup. I'm like,
Right.
what are you doing? We're going to the gym.
Well, you gotta
But for Ali
look good,
Krieger, it
feel good,
said
play good.
you always wear some makeup before games.
I do.
Why?
I do. Well,
To be on TV, she wants to look good.
especially if it's
She's
TV.
sweating for 90
No.
minutes.
I don't
Dancing
wear,
with the Stars might call. You never know.
I never wear like foundation or anything,
Right.
because if you know you wipe your foundation on your shirt and
I mean,
then
I
there's a
can't
huge
relate to
like brow.
that,
I mean, if you
but-
if you go play after this.
So you just do a little bit of makeup, is what you're
Right,
saying.
just I do a little eyeliner and a little mascara. It just makes me feel ready. I don't know.
What's the
I've always
percentage of the
played with
girls that play with makeup?
Almost all of us.
Really?
Almost all of us. I can't say everybody, no, but more than half for sure.
And she could be
little
angling
mascara.
for a makeup deal. That could be it too.
Right.
Never want to
but
close any of those doors.
So what you're saying is, if I was to have an argument with my wife about waiting another 5-10 minutes
Yeah.
as she's getting ready to go to the gym,
Right.
you're on her side.
For sure. For sure.
Would
I
you do
mean,
Playboy? Big
Gosh, I don't know. I'd have to talk to my parents about that.
100,000.
I mean, it's
Hold on.
it's a reflection on
250.
also not only yourself, but your teammates, your family, your friends.
That's true.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'd
but
really have to sit down
The
and think about
residuals
that.
would go a long way.
And your significant
And
other.
she did live in Europe for 5 years. I think the morals in Europe are a little bit looser than
Well,
they
she
are in
probably
the
walked
United
around the
States.
streets naked.
Exactly. I mean,
Here's the question which EB really
they
cares
just have to
about.
ask.
If by chance he was able to be in Playgirl magazine, would you be curious enough to check him out?
Well, no, don't ask her that. It's embarrassing. But I would do it for 10 grand. I'm in. Would
For
you?
the right money.
That's not embarrassing
Right.
enough.
Exactly.
Well, for 10 grand, it's good enough. I'll do it.
$10,000. Your kids would see it.
They don't. They've seen it.
Then 10,000 wouldn't go that far.
You don't have to be a magazine.
It would be on
for
the
that.
internet forever.
Yeah, but
Right.
they've seen it, but not in that way. Because they wouldn't ask you just to kind of hang out.
Well, is that right? I know I've never seen one. Maybe
Cakes,
you
is
have.
that right?
I wish I could tell you. I wish I could give you skinny, but I just can't.
I don't really know how they do.
I don't either.
Jason.
I don't either.
So do you speak German fluently?
I try.
Did you know German beforehand at all?
No, not a word.
So you pretty much taught yourself.
Well, the reason Mainly, it was because so I could do interviews and things like that in German, and to actually, I wanted to learn because a lot of my teammates didn't speak English, but I didn't expect them to. I'm like, okay, well, I'm playing in your country. I should learn the language and to learn their personalities.
Didn't they goof on you and give you the nickname Mumble because your German was a little bit subpar?
They did. They called me that.
But at least you made the effort.
Right,
Try to
and
speak it.
yeah, exactly.
Pretty tough. Guten Tag. Who doesn't know that? Is that German?
I think you're right.
At the time,
I don't even know what that means.
I got Oktoberfest. There
Right,
you go.
right. And we went, and it was the best time.
Boris
Oh my
Becker.
gosh.
Sauerkraut. Our German's very limited.
But everything, like at the beginning, I had to grow thick skin really quickly because you would think that you were getting yelled at all the time. Like they would say something like,
Well, it's an
"Oh, you're
ugly
beautiful."
language.
They'd
It's
be
very
like,
guttural and it sounds very harsh.
Yeah.
I just remember all the guys from Die Hard speaking German. It's like,
When they took over the Nakatomi building,
I hate this language. Schlieber, Schlieber.
you hate Hans Gruber. Not a big
Hans
fan.
Gruber.
They would say Ali pass or good job, and it would be like, just yelling at me.
Right.
But I was like, oh my god, I didn't do anything wrong. Like, what's going on? And
Is it worth seeing, or should I just Google
oh, it is. Oh no, it's
I could just
amazing.
Google Earth it.
I
and that
love
would-
it. I
You go to
love
Busch
it.
Gardens in Williamsburg.
They have a whole German section. Disney
There's
World.
something in Vegas. It's the same,
Fly down to Florida, Disney World.
Yeah, it's all the same.
Do they give you perks in your contract? Like, do they set you up with an apartment? Do they give you a car?
They
Like,
did.
how does it work?
They did. They set you up with an apartment, and we were sponsored by BMW. luckily.
tough.
So I was so my first car was.
Do you remember what it was?
It was a 3 Series.
The
and
3
then,
what?
Gosh,
Was it the little 335i
yes.
convertible?
No, not a convertible. But
I had
There
the
comes the
convertible.
car geekiness. Oh, look, big time.
He's such
What
a
was,
big time.
what was your first car?
Why does he have to mention you had the convertible?
It's like an effeminate car.
Okay, but no one cares what car you had.
Well, I was saying, I was being self-deprecating.
No.
He rides a scooter.
I have a scooter.
But I love driving in Germany. The Autobahn is awesome. I mean,
did
it's just
that?
because I come back here and I'm driving like 60 miles per hour, and there I'm like, okay, and I'm just like yelling at people, move over when someone's behind you.
So what's the fastest you went?
I'd say
110?
120 probably. I was a little bit nervous
Did anybody
too. I
zoom
was
by
like,
you at
okay,
like
I
200
can't.
miles an hour? And
Oh,
like,
for sure. Yeah, Porsches, Audis.
So you're on the Autobahn.
Right.
You're going 120 miles per hour. Other people are
I shouldn't
passing
say
you.
that now.
No, it's fine. Are people texting and driving on the Autobahn?
Not from what I saw. No.
I would definitely.
but
would
I
be
can't-
terrifying.
Only you would do that.
obviously.
I would be afraid of a German
I'm too
deer.
focused on me,
Jumping out of me.
driving to look at other people.
Like you're doing 130 and the German deer jumps out in front of your car. I mean, what happens?
A German deer?
A German deer.
It's probably a big deer too.
So
Yeah.
a deer that speaks German as
Speaks
opposed
German, jumps right out in front of you.
to a deer from Virginia?
Yeah, it's
Right.
German.
So the Dirk Nowitzki of deer.
The Dirk Nowitzki of deer jumps
Right.
out, you swerve, and then you're plowing into a tree at 120. That can't end well.
Were you homesick?
The first 3 months I kind of wanted to come home for Christmas
got
and call
used
it
to it.
quits. Yeah, but then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give this another chance, and I'm gonna, I like the challenge, and I had nothing else to do at the time, so.
What do you eat over there?
Schnitzel, bratwurst. No.
What's that, Cakes?
Even though I
Bratwurst or
really loved
sausage.
it.
I don't know what
Even
schnitzel
though I
is.
really
I've
loved
heard of
it.
it before. Not sure what it is.
Yeah, it's like
Like a pastry?
breaded steak.
Oh, that sounds
So
good.
I was pretty
So
close.
yeah, you're close.
What am I thinking of? What am I thinking of when I said pastry? What's the German pastry?
Pastry.
It's not called pastry. What's the German word for pastry?
You're thinking of our friend
like-
Mike.
I don't know.
It's got to be a German word for pastry.
It's like cake is like kuchen.
That's what I was
And
thinking.
like-
Enjoy this Table Manners Extra.
What's the coolest thing you've done being Ali Krieger? Like, I know you've been to cool parties or like award shows and you're walking the red carpet, and then what is it like? Oh my God, there's Brad Pitt, or oh my God, there's who? Like, who've you run into that's blown you away?
Keep it here for more Table Manners. Table Manners.
Have you ever dated a cricket player?
Even though those games would be
You
interesting.
never know.
What about guys who are on the tennis team?
I've dated a baseball player too, actually.
Baseball?
But that was back in high school. That doesn't really.
Would you date somebody that went to a Renaissance festival?
Yeah, have you ever been to one of those?
I mean.
Do you ever collect comic books?
Which?
Oh my
Which one of
gosh.
the
It'd
four
be
do you
different,
think-
I guess, if I met you there.
Oh, so why are you looking at him?
Yeah, why? I'm getting singled out
Are
over
you
here.
then too? You've been to a Renaissance?
No
They're
chance.
so fun. Jousting, falconry. turkey legs, mead. Who doesn't want to go?
What is mead?
Beer.
Oh,
It's the medieval name for beer.
didn't know that.
Now you know. Now
you
you're a
need
winner.
to have another one.
I think I do.
All right, so what's Ali Krieger's favorite cheat meal? Do you have a favorite candy? Post game, you get some M&Ms.
I love some Twix.
Twix.
I love Twix or Kit Kat. I love cupcakes.
You like
and
Twinkies?
Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, Dunkin' Donuts. What's
I
your
could go for
go-to?
some good Dunkin' Donuts.
Boston cream?
I love the chocolate with sprinkles.
So does my daughter.
That's like.
I know. You don't like a Bavarian
But the
cream?
original, no, that's good too.
Right.
They call it the Berliner in Germany. The
So what if a
Berliner
guy
cream.
owned a cupcake shop? He would have no shot dating you?
No, of course.
Yeah, you'd have to own like 20 of them.
You'd have to be a professional athlete.
Cakes. What about a standard jelly donut?
Pretty good.
Pretty darn good.
Honestly,
Top 2 or 3
But not
seed,
grape.
right?
It's got to be strawberry jelly.
I've never seen a grape jelly donut in my life.
They're there.
Let's toast Ali and the 2015
Cheers.
World Cup.
Thank
Bring it
you.
home.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Pleasure.
Well, in the locker room, you have our coaches and our physios or our trainers, as we say.